Introduction. Can you think of life without any problems? No, you can't do that at all. Life is unpredictable, and no one can control it or know what will happen to it in the future. If you do not want to live a life where you have to worry about the past, present and future constantly, then this summary brings you the solution, which is to practice calmness. Imagine that your house is caught in a storm. There is chaos worldwide. The thing you love is ruined, and you are sitting in complete silence. Isn't it wonderful to have such power? From this summary, you will know the real meaning of maintaining calmness, that is, keeping your patience. You will learn many things in it, like how you can be responsible in your life, how you can focus on your work instead of worrying about the result, how you can use the power of influence and achieve true happiness. So would you like to become stronger, wiser and calmer? Majesty of Calmness. What do you usually do whenever you have a problem? Do you face the problem patiently and calmly, or do you get angry and try to solve the problem? In difficult times, most people lose their sense of humor. Patience and maintaining peace means having confidence, purpose and power. Being quiet does not mean that you have to stand silently. It also does not mean that you have to bow down to whatever comes in front of you. Those who believe in luck leave everything to fate and think that luck cannot be controlled. Keeping yourself calm means being clear about your life and its purpose and not getting bogged down in any way. Such people stand strong even in the biggest storm because they know who they are and what they have to do in their life. Now take the example of heron and eagle only. Both of these are birds. The eagle is the enemy of the heron. The eagle can attack the heron at any time. When this attack happens, the heron is not afraid at all. The eagle has a habit of attacking suddenly. The eagle attacks the heron vigorously, but the heron remains absolutely calm and ready for any attack. He easily dodges the eagle. When the eagle comes to attack, the heron just moves a little from its place. In this way, the attack of the eagle goes blank. He loses because he lacks focus. You should also defeat difficulties in the same way. If you take revenge on your enemies out of anger and hatred, you will lose the battle. You should always try to remain calm. Think carefully, study each situation closely and then take your step. This does not mean that you go into a cave to be calm and not think about others. You should always care about other people too. As long as you remain calm, no one can shake you. Hurry, the scourge of America. We live in a world where we have to do everything very quickly and have to fast. If you don't hurry, it is possible that you will be left behind and you will lose almost everything. People rush to use their health, time, and energy to achieve their destination. That is, haste is the reason for America's ruin. Most Americans are fighting diseases. They have forgotten to live life. They do not even eat food with their family because they do not have time to waste. To get a goal, you should never forget that it is better to take slow but thoughtful steps than to be hasty. Big things always take time. So, if you want to be extraordinary, you need to be patient, and you need to reduce your speed. Let us take the example of education, that how haste in it is harming us. Many subjects are taught to the students in schools. Students take admission in the school. From the day they join till they leave the school, they are expected to learn everything as soon as possible to get good grades and get a good job. Meanwhile, the education system forgets to teach students how to think for themselves and use their intelligence. The education system never gives training to the students to walk in the world of reality. They only care about grades and diplomas. Students are considered successful when they learn everything quickly, invest their time and energy only and only in reaching the top. When they get to the top, graduate. Then after coming into the world of reality, they do not know how to live. Therefore, it is essential to learn the art of living. The school should stop focusing on the knowledge of the textbook. Instead, emphasize on teaching slow and mindful living. Instead of living in a hurry and not being able to enjoy anything, you should aim to live a calm and honest life with some purpose. Some purpose. Power of personal influence. Can you see the power of gravity or electricity? Of course, you can't, because we can't see these natural powers. We can only feel their effect. Just because we can't see them, it doesn't mean that these powers don't exist. There is a power inside you that affects all the people around you. This power cannot be seen but can be felt. With this, you can send happiness, sadness, positivity, hope, or any vibration. Think of the people you know, like your friends, who make you happy and energized. Think of some of your friends whom you are not pleased to see. As a responsible person, you should care what kind of energy you are sending into the world. Also, you should know how you are getting vibes from others. Whatever you believe in, focus on it and practice calmness and positivity. You should always start by improving yourself. For example, as a mother, if you keep telling lies to your child, you can never teach him to tell the truth. If the mother lies, the child will grow up to lie. Let's say you tell your daughter that lying is a bad thing while your habit says lying is good, as they say. Your actions are more powerful than your words. Your daughter learns more from your habits and your thinking, not from what you say. Some people may feel that leaving their influence on people, that is being influenced, is a huge burden, and to avoid this, they think of staying away from people. But instead of trying to run away, you should face it. You should live for the betterment of your life as well as the lives of others. You don't just have to influence the lives of others, but you also have to engage them to change and develop good thinking. The dignity of self-reliance. We have all heard about why self-confidence is essential, but no one ever talks about the need for self-reliance. Self-confidence is a concept, whereas having self-reliance is an action. If you have self-confidence, it does not mean that you will get the result. You have to work hard to show how confident you are in every aspect of your life, and you get it through self-reliance. As a responsible person, you should take the responsibility of growing up yourself. Whatever you want to achieve, do not expect external factors like nature or people. For this, you should believe in yourself and your hard work. If you are not self-sufficient, then you will always keep blaming others for your shortcomings. By practicing self-reliance, you will see how important it is to wake up every day and fight your inner fears and difficulties. Remember that only you are responsible for your growth and success. This may sound difficult to you, but don't lose heart because you are not expected to be the best. You just have to choose something you think you can do very well and focus all your energy on making it your strength. Let us look at the Roman Empire as an example. Rome was the home of brave fighters, but with time, they were destroyed due to their excessive trust in their slaves. Instead of doing what they should have done to live their lives and strengthen themselves, the Romans made their slaves do everything. These slaves used to cook food while doing farming, cleaning and doing all other work. The result was that the Romans became weak even after being so great because they lived life like a maverick. They did nothing more than give orders to their slaves. They lacked self-reliance, so the Romans became weak. When we decide to be dependent on others, we become weak, and we lose control of our life. Another example, a man named Daniel Morrell. Daniel was the president of Cambria Railroad and was responsible for about 7,000 employees. Daniel's company was very successful, and he was able to build such rails, which made him famous all over the world. When people asked Daniel about the secret of his success, he would always say that he had no secrets. He believes that his company has achieved so much success because he constantly compares himself with himself. He did not care about his competitor as he only focused on improving his skills and breaking his records. Failure as a success. Have you ever wanted to achieve something and failed in it? How do you see your failures? Some people get upset with their failures and start feeling weak. They are even ready to give up their dreams. But, if you look at the most successful people in the world, you will find that these are the people who have failed the most. Failures did not become an excuse for these successful people to feel weak, but they used to take these failures positively. He believes that no one can ever learn to be great without failures. If you look at history, you will find that success stories are made from failures. For example, Christopher Columbus was one of the greatest names in history to fail miserably. Columbus discovered America in an attempt to reach India through a new route. First, Columbus sailed west to reach India. He reached his destination and returned home with a lot of wealth and presented it as the wealth he had brought from India. Columbus, who failed to reach India via the West, discovered America. Do you consider their failure negative or positive? Of course, positive. If you want to be successful in your life, you must change how you look at your failures. Don't let it get in the way of your efforts. Instead, there is a need to learn from them. Only then you can achieve something big in the true sense. Doing our best at all times. Life is a struggle, and it has become challenging to live. No one can deny that. Sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you feel a new kind of sadness. You can be a victim of poverty, disease or failure. Whatever it is, it makes us feel that life is worthless. So, we start asking why people are starving when many people have more money than they need? Why do some people succeed in everything while others fail over and over again? As we ask ourselves these questions, our confidence gradually drops and keeps falling until we fall into bottomless trouble and stress. We should stop ourselves from questioning God. If anything bad happens to us, then we believe that there must be some reason behind it. If you fail, take your failure in good spirit. Trust that everything will be alright in the end. No matter what happens, you should focus on your effort to give your best performance at all times. When Socrates got old, and his hair started turning gray, he did not curse anyone for their old age and did not stop living. Instead, he embarked on a new journey, learning to play a new musical instrument. There was a very famous classical writer named Winckelmann who was born in the midst of poverty and difficulties. His father worked as a shoemaker, so he did not get a chance to study for years. Nevertheless, later Winckelmann was able to make his place in history due to his fine writing. He didn't blame his life or his luck for his miseries, but he kept his focus on what he had. Chevreul, a famous scientist from France, worked with colors, due to which he earned his name in history. He was one of the most active people in the world. Even till the age of 103, he was busy with his work. Did you notice that these people did not become weak even in difficult times? Instead, they put their best efforts into living their life in the best way, and the result was that they became famous all over the world. The Royal Road to Happiness. If I ask you what does happiness mean to you, is it happiness to be rich? Or is happiness about being healthy or being powerful? Maybe you choose all of them. Many people believe that happiness means getting everything you want whenever you want. But, there was a prince, Bismarck, rich, famous, and powerful, but still, he lived a life in which he did not get any happiness for a single day. Why? Because being happy should come from inside you. This cannot be achieved by acquiring things. You are happy when you are at peace with yourself. To entertain the mind is not called happiness, but we can feel happiness deep inside our soul. Being content, being satisfied is the exact opposite of happiness. You may be satisfied with what you have that may not make you want to change your life, but you should never be satisfied with your identity of who you are. You should always try to move towards becoming better as a human being, because when you stop doing this, you feel like dead and start cursing yourself. Now we will talk about the path on which you can be happy. First, you have to learn to take care of others. You should aim to help others without any benefit, just because you care about people. Secondly, you have to practice keeping concentration. When you do this, you are more alert and aware of your life. You know what exactly you should and should not do to live life and enjoy it. Third, you should practice fighting the evils inside yourself and changing your bad habits. Strong willpower and resistance are needed to stop your bad thoughts and habits. Fourth, you need to improve your inner voice, that is conscience. This is the voice that guides you to differentiate between right and wrong. So remember that the real meaning of happiness is to think of others, to take care of them. Keep it for at least one day a week. Don't try to please yourself. Instead, try to please others, and you will be happy. Conclusion. On your own. Many people believe that staying calm means staying cool or leaving everything to luck, but it is not so. It means feeling powerful, which a person can experience only when his intention is strong. so that he feels confident and powerful, no matter what difficulties may come in his way. First of all, you know that keeping calm and patient requires strong intention, confidence, and power. Second, you learned that living a quiet life is equivalent to living a steady and slow life. Instead of worrying about the rush to achieve things in a hurry, you should slow down your pace and enjoy life. Third, you learned about the power that affects the people around you. Similarly, the people around you also affect you. That's why you should know what kind of vibes you are sending to the world and what kind of vibrations you are taking from them. Fourth, you learned that being self-reliant is more critical than having self-confidence because self-reliance means applying self-confidence. Fifth, you knew that to be truly happy, you need to be satisfied on the inside, not the stuff. Being happy doesn't mean you have too many things. Rather, enjoy your life all the time.